Does anybody have a challenge? Okay. Or a problem, or an opportunity. Yep. So far, I'm not going to ask you what they are, but who knows? So, what I want to talk about, speak about, massage this morning is the idea of shifting our consciousness to love our challenges. You know, even in the midst of some of the worst part of them. Do you think, can your imagination experience, see, feel that if we had that perspective more than not, that we can be going through a challenge, which, you know, we've all heard it, it's an opportunity for growth. Sometimes the timing of that being given to us is not appreciated. However, it's the truth. And if it really is an opportunity for me to grow, why wouldn't I love it? Why wouldn't I say, bring it on? Let's do this thing. Well, Christine, just remember that. And in that, now, so in that, the opportunity, in that we begin to shift the challenge. Right? Can you kind of imagine that for yourself? How many of you have a challenge right now? I'm looking for no hands. No. And actually, if somebody is not raising their hands, there could be, you know, they don't like to raise their hand. But if you're saying you don't have any challenges, I don't believe it. Just saying. Because what every single one of us, we've been around the sun enough times that we can look back and we can see that some of our greatest challenges were our biggest gifts. Right? Can anybody not? Because here's my intention for today, that you go away with an expanded idea of your challenge. Now, I didn't say an answer. I said, a shift in your perception in how you're looking at it. Because really, we've all been there before. Whatever the challenge is, whatever the problem is, in some way, we've all been there before. And either it's just come around again because there's more gifts to be received, which means we have greater livingness, we feel more free, we're more prosperous, we recognize our wholeness no matter what the human body is going through. We have a shift in consciousness. How the view that we are looking through is completely different. Now, you know, that's going on even if we complain. But when we really know and accept that, then the complaining will have, or the whining, or whatever it is that you do, the resistance, whatever it is, will have a different, something will be different. And we'll be able to move through it and to come to the realization of those gifts sooner. So that's my intention. That's my intention for me and for all of us, and the reason that I'm talking about this. So what I have written down is reframe our challenges so that we're not seeing them as enemies. We're seeing them as teachers or invitations. And that includes everything. And sometimes the greatest challenges, the biggest problems, have the most amazing gifts. It's true. Doesn't mean I'm going to, invite more. But when it shows up, which it will, because we're human beings, we're expressions, we're unfolding, we're constantly growing. If we're not, what happens? That's the word I was thinking, specific. We're stagnating. I mean, who wants a plant that is stagnating, not growing, that's withering, that's stuck? I don't. I have some. That's why I thought about it. So what if our challenges are the doorway to our growth, not detours? I like the idea of living smarter, not harder. And that is something that this teaching has provided for me, to live smarter, to use spiritual principles. And if I'm not using them, to become aware that I'm not, and then get back to what I know. And the more that we study, like taking John's class or the class that I have coming up, it's the more that we know, the more that we practice, the more that we're in community with others, we get back to it more quickly. We use the principles. So from the science of mind viewpoint, what even in the textbook in the very beginning, it says this is science of mind is spiritual psychology. Psychology without spirit, it only takes us so far. But spiritual psychology. I'd rather take a science of mind class than go to a therapist. And I've been to plenty of therapists, believe me. And they have their place. But if they are not coming from, at least in part, from a spiritual perspective, it's only going to take you so far. It's trying to change things at the level of the problem. Which might be saying, yeah, you're the problem. Everything that happens is part of the unfolding of the one life. Now hang with that for a minute. Everything that happens to us is part of the unfolding of the one life of spirit, infinite intelligence. I remember when I was a little girl, I frequently would say to my mom, why? And it's not fair. Mainly, it's not fair. Anybody ever felt like that as a mature grown-up? It's not fair. Well, see, I am of the belief that when I become aware that that's how I'm feeling, and if I need to say it, that it begins to free me rather than keeping it in, rather than hiding from the fact that that's what I'm really feeling. See what I mean? Being truthful and honest with myself about how I'm feeling, and then using tools, which we'll talk about toward the end, is a part of the practice. It's okay to feel like it's hard. It's okay. It's okay for us to have all of our feelings. I'm going to say again, Ernest Holmes says that the only bad emotion is an unexpressed emotion. How many emotions are we sitting on? No, I shouldn't say that. Well, especially here, I shouldn't say that. That's not spiritual, whatever it is, consciously or unconsciously, that we tell ourselves. A lot of it, after a while, is unconscious. We just do it, put on a happy face. That is not what's required to be here. That's not what is required 100% of the time to live life. That causes stagnation. It's not real. Would anybody want to watch a movie where nobody expressed emotions? It's not real. We want real. So get real with yourself. Love yourself enough to be honest and to listen to yourself. And if you're like me, that you need somebody to share it with and go blah, 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 do it. I was thinking it would be really cool to have a little impromptu group a few times that we just talked about just expressing, whatever it is. Of course, it could be joyful. It could be something that we're celebrating. I'm not saying it has to be that, but anyway, okay, moving along. So, what are the best ways to handle these challenges? That's what I want to know. What are the best ways? What's the best way to handle this so I can get to the gift? Who doesn't want more gifts? Anybody? Do you want more gifts? Come on. Do you want more gifts? Yes. Yes. I want more gifts. I want more love. I want more health. I want more freedom. I want more joy. I want more prosperity. What else am I missing? I want more peace, harmony. Yes, that goes without saying in love, I think. That comes under love. But if empathy, if you feel like, you could generate more empathy, great. Laughter, joy, yes, fantastic. So no matter what the situation or the circumstance, here's the deal. Life is always unfolding for our highest good. As I believe that, I can say it, but I know it's ridiculous for me when I say, this is not fair. Because the truth is, and I know it, life is always unfolding for my highest good. See, there is no separation between spirit, God, source, the one, and me. There's no part of me, there's nothing that I'm experiencing that is not the expression of that one. But it moves through our consciousness. And this you can look at this all across life. Any aspect of social life, politics. Whatever is showing up, whatever an individual is expressing, is spirit in action by means of them. Because who decides? I decide. You decide. And that comes from choice. So challenges may be seen as a call to deepen my awareness of all of those qualities that we were just expressing. And if an action that is moving through me is contrary to those qualities, I first and foremost have to say, that's what's expressing through me. It's me. At some level, that's been a choice that I have made. It doesn't just show up out of the blue. It's our movie. And it's the call. Problems and opportunities are the call to deepen our spiritual practice and in whatever way is appropriate to become more aware of false beliefs that are living within me. And every single person has some. I believe that if someone has cleared themselves of every false belief, there's no reason to be here. Honestly, there is no reason to be here. And sometimes you wonder why people who are, really, really deep, rich spiritual teachers pass on early. I don't know. Might be. I wonder. Something to think about. So it's up to us to use tools to dig into the roots of our consciousness. We could think of it like a garden. And I was thinking this morning about this area in my yard that I try to keep the weeds out of. And I have found that there's a tool that it has a lot of claws like this. And I take that tool and I just scratch the surface. And then a lot of times I can see the weeds. I can see those false beliefs as I scratch the surface. Now learning to do this is something that it's a practice that we learn in this teaching, to scratch the surface with honesty, with openness, scratch the surface and begin to become aware of what are the false beliefs that are lying in the subconscious that are growing roots in my life. A lot of times it shows up as a belief that I can't. I can't. I don't have what it takes. Whatever that might be. Health, wealth. I don't know anybody that I could do it with. I don't know. I know my story. And I also know that that story gets hid from. We have coping mechanisms. So again, I said everything that unfolds in our life is for our highest good. So what are you experiencing in your health? That's for your highest good. What might you be experiencing financially? That's for your highest good. I can go on, but I want to get to this next thing, which is So if that's for my highest good, what does that mean for me? It means that this is where I need to grow. Now, what do we want to do, especially in this teaching? Well, I want to just jump over it all and get to I'm done. I've healed it. It's done. Oh, I know what that's about. I think one of the places that was so shocking to me was when I realized, as I was treating for prosperity and stuff like that, I started to become aware of what I was doing in the moment that was causing some of the things that I was treating to change. So here's the thing. We can't skip steps. And dealing with our challenges, our problems, it's an opportunity because we're the ones that have to make the change. We have to make the change at the level that is creating the problem. So I have to go, okay, because everything is action. So if I change my thought, but I keep doing the same thing, wow, that's a lot of dissonance going on. And what do I get? I still get my problem, my challenge. So as I'm treating, knowing that there's only this one, that everything is unfolding for my highest good, that anything that's a challenge in my life is an opportunity for me to grow, I have to remember that Spirit's not going to do all this for me without me participating. Because it can only unfold through the avenue of my consciousness. Right? So we say, oh, God is within me. God is not just within you. God is everything that we are. Hey, God Julie. God Hazel. Or Hazel God, Julie God. Bob God. Everything. Everything. Not just the good stuff. So it's operating as me, and the change has to begin with me. Now, here's what Thich Nhat Hanh says. Most people are afraid of suffering, but suffering is a kind of mud to help the lotus flower of happiness grow. There can be no lotus flower without the mud. And our problems and our challenges frequently cause us to suffer. But that suffering takes on a whole new perspective when we accept this is unfolding in my life for my highest good. And there's that within me that knows how to deal with this. And I'm going to keep affirming that until it shows up. But you know what? I believe for all of us that answer shows up pretty quickly because it's self-honesty. It's the resistance to our challenges that creates suffering. Oh, this is not fair. It's caused by this, that, and the other, what we call secondary cause. It's too difficult, we believe at some level, it's too difficult to look and to see and to accept how I am creating that. Too difficult. Oh, well then I wouldn't know what to do. But if we don't do it and get there, we don't know what's going to unfold through us next. We miss the gift. Because the gift is along the way to know, I am in control here. This was a choice that I made. So if I don't know how, the way to change it, so let's use prosperity financial stuff as an example. If I don't know how to change it, then I'm going to find someone to help me who does. So what is the right way to deal with this? You know, we have stuff to learn, and it's a gift. For so long, I wanted a college degree. I just wanted it. I didn't have to say, you know, I want chocolate ice cream. Well, why do you want chocolate ice cream? I wanted a college degree. But you know what? Some of you have heard this story, and I won't go deeply into it. But I knew that I had to start with basic math. Finally, like, well, I can keep beating my head against the wall and be, at that time, 50. So way past that now. But, or I can find out. So I trotted on down to Butte College, took their assessment test. Yep, math. Pre-algebra. Beginning algebra. Intermediate algebra. Statistics. And, you know, pre-algebra, A. Beginning algebra, A. Intermediate, A- or B+. I'm happy with that because I believed from teachers that I had and from what I did with the information or looks or whatever that they gave me, I came to believe, it was my belief, that it was impossible for me to do math. I just didn't have that kind of mind. I wasn't smart enough, whatever. But what did I have to do when I changed my mind? I have to do whatever it takes to learn this. I am willing to spend whatever time it takes every week to do the assignment. And I did. And lo and behold, I knew how to do it. I couldn't do it now. But I think that that's the way it is for us. So I guess that comes to the question of how much do you want it? Because, hey, the challenges aren't going to go away. As a matter of fact, they get bigger. So let's fast forward here through the psychological and emotional part. So what can you do to help yourself? Well, I think first of all is to, whether it's writing it down or talking to somebody or whatever whatever your way is, to get clear on what your challenges are. So take one challenge and then write whatever your process is. I'll say it in my way, and then you can work with it however. And then write how you feel about that challenge for you personally. Maybe even why you want it to shift. And I also learned that we can't know the whole unfoldment of the thing. We have to go through the steps. So we begin where we are. Infinite intelligence by means of us will say what the first step is. It really will. Anybody not sure about that? It's okay to not be sure. You're all sure about that? I don't know. Infinite intelligence, as you, will guide and direct you along the way. Let's say that together. That's an affirmation. Infinite intelligence, as me, will guide me and direct me along the way. Infinite intelligence as me is, how about that? Is guiding me and directing me along the way. The fact that you haven't gotten up and walked out. Doing affirmative prayer. Oh, I don't know how to do. I don't know how to do that. Well, get a little book that has treatments. Read something like this to yourself. Make it personal. Somebody say something online?
Well, I said you can look up the 5 steps of spiritual mind online.
Yes.
It's really amazing, very powerful.
Anybody using AI? Find a practitioner. Voila. Right here. There's a practitioner of the month, prayer practitioner of the month, that is just going, why isn't anybody calling? Serious. They're here for you. Who's practitioner of the month? Kat. She's usually at the door, hair down to here. Yes, Kat. I've heard some of her treatments that she's done here, and I was just like, whoa, I like that. Affirmative prayer, journaling. Hey, be there for yourself. I learned this practice a long time ago. It's just get my paper. How are you feeling today? First thing in the morning. Hey, there were answers. Answers that I didn't even know. This is good. Know thyself. Community support. That's that idea I was thinking about. Getting together. Share your process. Talk about what's going on. Do it with a practitioner. Spiritual growth does not and should not be solitary. That's why we have classes. Yeah? Yes, in class. Okay. So loving your challenges is not about denying pain. Actually, loving your challenges and opening the door to the gift is about welcoming pain, discomfort, fear, apprehension, uncertainty. Open the door. Love them. What would it have been like for us as kids if we had adults around us that wanted to hear our problems, what we were scared about, that weren't trying to talk us out of it? Oh, you don't feel that way. Oh, come on, grow up. No, everything will be all right. Nothing to worry about. You start to learn not to trust yourself. To give, then we become our own parent and we give ourselves these pat answers. No, that is not loving. That's dismissive. Ooh. I think I feel strongly about that. All things work together for good. Who remembers that affirmation? We're going to end with that. Oh, let's make one up. Infinite intelligence as me is. All righty, let's say it together. Infinite intelligence, touch yourself, as me is unfolding for my highest good and revealing along the way. What you said. And so it is. And so it is. And when you do that, when you say that, be firm. Say it like you mean it. And you will want to say it over and over and over again. This is happening for my highest good. And all of the answers that I need to know, first of all, I'm willing to change. I'm willing to handle this differently, see it differently. And whatever I need along the way is unfolding for me. These are my gifts. Well, I forgot to tell you that I got my BA. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. But along the way, I was going to do psychology, and when it got to more statistics and stuff like that, I said, heck with that. And went for religious studies, which was really fantastic. So love your challenges. No greater way than to love yourself. Love your challenges and trust yourself. Affirm yourself. Matthew?